a lot of stuff in our floral industry that we've been told for a long time and we believe it's true. But actually, when we start to think about it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So this week, we're going to talk about a couple of those secrets so you can have the inside track to making your flowers last longer. The people at Chrysal have relayed some of this information to me. It's hot from Europe, and it's some of the things we're going to see here real soon. But today, we'll talk about it firsthand. When we think about using floral products and flowers and cutting them, there's certain things that we need to keep in mind. Number one, the cleanliness of our product. So a great knife like this that's clean and ready to use is the best thing that we can use to process flowers. We also think about bunch cutters. Bunch cutters are great because they're sharp and they're clean and they work well. I've seen a lot of people use scissors, and although this is great for ribbon, it's not great for floral product. Let's take a look. Here's a couple beautiful aqua roses. But when we take this and we cut like this, what happens is so terrible because it actually crushes the flower stem itself. All of those are important little vessels that are running up through the rose itself and wanting to get that moisture up to the top of the flower. That's what keeps this part so pretty. But crushing those stems with the scissors is bad. Scissors are great, only for ribbon. What we want is a nice bunch cutter because it's going to cut through there fast and easy, and we've got great vascular system that can happen. Better yet, though, is the fact that we use a knife. Now, many of us think about using a knife and making a long, fresh, slanted cut. My dad used to tell me all about that. But if we go too long, we start to shred everything that's on the inside. It's better for us to make an angular cut, but nice and short and sweet. That way, it's going to take up water very easily. Let's take a look at it one more time. We don't want a long slanted cut. Number one, it shreds that all. See how all that inner fiber is all shredded? Plus, when we try and stick this into some foam, it could bend down for us. That's not going to be good. We want to make it fast, easy, and ready to go into something. That way, we've got lots of water headed up the stem, or placing into our artesia foam is really a breeze. Great roses, processed correctly, are always going to be key. The other thing is, look at my tools. They need to be clean. Many times, our tools start to look like this. It's just not good. You know, we clean our buckets all the time. We want to make sure that everything is proper for our flower, but a dirty cutter like this is not going to be good. That's why there's shears cleaners from Design Master or even professional floral cleaner from Chrysal. This can be used to clean buckets, clean the surface that you work on, also cleaning your tools, making sure that you're processing your flowers with something that's always clean. That's an important tip for you. It's going to make your flowers last a lot longer. Okay, now let's talk about the water. First of all, you'll notice my bucket over here is marked. I've got that bucket marked so I know the specific amount of floral nutrient to put in there. We've got a whole webisode coming up soon about floral nutrients that are going to give you all the information from Chrysal and all the specific things that are going to help make you a better florist. But let's talk about the water itself right now. Normally, we use a vase of water, and we're going to add our floral nutrient to that. We're going to put our flowers inside that. But what's important that we normally use about floral water? Let's take a look at that water, because normally it's warm. So let's go get some warm water. We talk about our water being like a bathtub temperature, 98 to 112 degrees. When we have two glasses of water, one's warm and one's cold, there's a difference that we can tell right away. One is cloudy, one is clear. You know what? The warm one is cloudy because suddenly there's air involved in that water. That air goes directly up our flower stem and gets trapped. It can cause our flower not to last nearly as long. Cold water is better because it's clearer and there's no air. Think about 45 or 40-degree water that may have possibly been in your cooler the night before. Filling up your buckets, placing them in the cooler, and cooling them down not only makes sure that fresh water is going up the stem, but at the same time, we're reducing bacteria. So, who would have thought cold water processing? Now you're probably saying, but Jay, I want my beautiful roses to open up. I'm getting euphoria and they're fabulous, but I want them to be great. I've tested it myself. The roses open in cold water just like they do in warm. You just want to leave them out at room temperature. There's no sense in starting that bacteria early or getting that air up inside that rose stem. It really can be a bad thing. Kind of shakes the way you think about it, doesn't it? You know, there's different things like that. We also know about underwater cutting. One of the things that the Dutch are doing right now is telling us that underwater cutting really doesn't do any good. For the most part, because all our underwater cutters get so dirty just like this. And the inside of that underwater cutting chamber is filthy and it has a lot of bacteria growth. Far better that we use a clean, fresh knife to make our cut instantaneously, simply zip through there and place it in water. That's the best way to process a flower. Now, we can use bunch cutters if we want to, but those need to be kept clean too. That's where our professional cleaner comes into play. So, just rethinking the process a little bit. Cold water, better than hot. Not so much air, not so much bacteria. This knife, cutting that stem, ensures the whole process. We want to make sure that this flower is able to live as long as it possibly can. Marking our buckets and measuring, that makes sure we have the correct amount of floral nutrient that's going to make our flowers last as long as they possibly can. That's what the great people at Chrysal do. They're innovative scientists, making sure that the science of processing flowers is always accurate and correct for you. It's that science that can ensure us and our customers that this beautiful rose is going to be around as long as it possibly can. I enjoyed sharing secrets with you today. That's why you come back. I've got lots more. We're going to find out lots of fun stuff, lots of wonderful secrets, lots of tools and techniques that are going to be really exciting.